You guys, we have got to talk about the Diddy documentary because this documentary was explosive with unseen footage that people had not seen of Diddy, that his team had not seen. Everyone is wondering how 50 Cent even obtained this type of footage. We're going to get into what has been revealed in this documentary, how Diddy's team has been reacting, how his family has been reacting, how 50 Cent has been speaking out to the press. We're gonna get into everything. It's no secret Diddy was seemingly under the impression that with money, he could do anything, as we've heard more and more about him over the last year or so. And in the new documentary, Sean Combs' The Reckoning on Netflix, Diddy is exposed like no other. There's some really big accusations in this documentary, from his lawsuits to bigger accusations alleging his involvement in the death of Tupac and Biggie. The doc also includes, like I said, never before seen footage and commentary from people who were part of Diddy's inner circle. The documentary describes him as someone who allegedly used fame, money, and control to manipulate and intimidate the people around him. Former associates claim they witnessed intimidation tactics, surveillance, and extreme control over people in his inner circle. The documentary also highlighted how difficult it was for alleged victims to speak out, citing fear, retaliation, career destruction, and legal threats. The documentary touched on past controversies and legal issues tied to Diddy's career. And going back to the never-before-seen footage, the documentary includes footage from the days right before his 2014 arrest, and he is seen strategizing with his team. He is literally on camera saying, "We have to find somebody that will work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business," as he expressed that he felt that they were losing in the situation. In October, he was sentenced to 50 months in prison. And since the documentary's release, it's clear Diddy is not happy with what has been shared. At least his team is not happy with what's been shared, because I don't even know if Diddy can see the documentary. I don't know if someone's snuck him a little clip of it. I don't know, you guys. I don't know what he knows, but his team is not happy, and they have been sending cease and desist statements, everything to the press. His publicist said that the video in the documentary showing him before his arrest talking to his team was never authorized for release, and that it includes private moments and conversations involving legal strategy from an unfinished project. CNN wrote, in a statement provided to CNN, a spokesperson for Combs also accused Netflix of using stolen footage that was never authorized for release in what they call a shameful hit piece. Combs' spokesperson Judah Engelmayer told CNN that Combs has been continuously filming himself for decades in an effort to chronicle his life for an eventual documentary. Engelmayer explained that the footage seen in Netflix trailer, which was filmed 6 days before Combs' September 2024 arrest, was part of that documentary effort. Sean was making his own documentary since he was 19 years old. This footage was commissioned as part of it, Engelmayer told CNN on Monday via email. Engelmayer told CNN that neither Combs, who was serving a 4-year sentence after a jury delivered a mixed verdict in his federal trial, nor his team has seen the Netflix docuseries in advance. His team said to NBC the footage was created for an entirely different purpose, under an arrangement that was never completed, and no rights were ever transferred to Netflix. Judah Engelmayer said in a statement, a payment dispute between outside parties does not create permission for Netflix to use unlicensed private material. None of this footage came from Mr. Combs or his team, and its inclusion raises serious questions about how it was obtained and why Netflix chose to use it. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Diddy not paying the person that he hired to film him, and this being the reason why Netflix has been able to get it. And here we see Diddy's team talking about how a payment dispute between outside parties does not create permission for Netflix to use this content. And his legal team actually sent a cease and desist to Netflix on Monday following the release, but Netflix claims that they obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights for it. According to NBC, Netflix spokesperson said the project has no ties to any past conversations between Sean Combs and Netflix. A Netflix spokesperson said Tuesday, the footage of Combs leading up to his indictment and arrest were legally obtained. This is not a hit piece or an act of retribution. Curtis Jackson is an executive producer but does not have creative control. No one was paid to participate. A spokesperson for Netflix also told CNN that they moved heaven and earth to keep the filmmaker's identity confidential. Now, the Netflix spokesperson brought up Curtis Jackson, who is 50 Cent. He is a producer on the documentary and has been trolling Diddy for years now. And now he's trolling him over his team's reaction to the documentary's release. He posted a reel that was poking fun at Diddy's lawyers and how they must be acting right now.
What the fuck, 50? You went and put this up behind my back after I hired you last year to do my son's bar mitzvah. I paid you premium money, you and this is what you're doing to me? He up on me. Yeah, I'm calling on behalf of Sean Combs. Ted, what the on over here? What is this? You and 50 went behind my back and you put this thing up? You gotta take it down. First you put the Epstein documentary up, now you're gonna do this to me?
Then in a new post, we see that he was sent a bouquet of flowers. Obviously, we don't know for sure if that came from him or his team sent it to him as some sort of threat. I don't know. Everyone in the comments is saying to be careful, he shouldn't have accepted them. But he posted the picture and he said, "What kind of gay-ish is this, Diddy? Send me flowers at Club 11. LOL, why all the foreplay? Get busy, you know I'm stupid." He also posted this tweet that said, "Finding out 50 Cent agreed to do an interview with ABC News Station only because it's one of the few stations they're allowed to watch in prison. He's a menace." He captioned it, "I thought about it. What's wrong with that?" And everyone has been saying that nobody does revenge like 50 Cent. And this smile that stays on his face when he talks about this documentary's release, he loves the downfall of Diddy. People have been tweeting and they said 50 Cent is a menace and has taught me I have not been being petty to my full potential and I need to step my hater game up. The way 50 Cent be smiling so bright in these interviews cracks me up OMFG. I have never seen 50 Cent this happy before. I have a newfound respect for 50 Cent. He is risking his life, putting it all on the line to expose the corruption and guilt of Sean Combs. He said this isn't about revenge, it's about justice. How 50 Cent feels making that documentary on Diddy. 50 Cent reminds me that I'm really not doing enough to people who got me effed up. 50 Cent announced early on that he was going to be making a documentary exposing Diddy, but no one really thought he was about to follow through, but he sure did, and on a huge platform with the documentary charting #1 on Netflix currently. And in an interview, he told GQ why he even wanted to make it, and they asked, 50, you expressed your interest in producing this fairly quickly once everything started happening, and you guys turned it around just as quickly. What about this case in this story compelled you to want to make a doc about it as it was all unfolding? And he said, to be honest, just the culture itself. If someone's not saying something, then you would assume that everybody in hip-hop is okay with what's going on because other rappers will say, I ain't going to say nothing. I'm going to mind my business because of a position that Diddy held in culture for so long, you understand? So that would leave me, without me saying that I would do it, there's nobody there. And he has openly talked about having beef with Diddy and has been trolling him, and people have joked that Diddy should have never offered to take 50 Cent shopping because 50 Cent has talked about the fact that years ago, Diddy offered to take him shopping and pay and wanted to hang out with him, and he just got this vibe from Diddy that he did not like, and he talks about it in interviews, and people have just been like, dang, he never should have offered to take him shopping because this man is out here holding him accountable, and it has just gotten 50 Cent so much respect. Now, in those speaking out on the doc, Diddy's mother has come out to shut down the documentary, claiming it's filled with lies. Diddy's son has also spoken out, reposting an Instagram story that said, Biggie's estate speaks out. The Netflix documentary is full of lies. Diddy paid for Biggie's funeral with no reimbursement. He's always done right by us. Now on Thursday, Lauren from The Breakfast Club read a statement from Wayne Barrows, the co-manager of Biggie's estate. And in the statement, Wayne denied allegations that Biggie's estate paid for his own funeral. He said that to his knowledge, Diddy and Bad Boy Records fully covered the funeral arrangements. Wayne also claimed that he personally reviewed royalties statements and found no records showing funeral costs charged to the estate. Now, in the documentary, they stated that after Biggie's death, Diddy had the Bad Boy Records executive make it look like he paid for the funeral when he really wasn't going to, and it was something that Biggie's mom and co-manager of his estate would not have known about. They claimed in the documentary that Diddy wanted to put on this huge flashy funeral for Biggie, but make it a recoupable cost, meaning that Biggie was going to be charged for it some way. They just were not going to make it public, and they were going to cover this up. They were going to make it look like Diddy was doing this big, generous gesture, but behind the scenes, the funeral was actually going to come out of Biggie's money instead, and it was going to look like a debt charge. But here we have Diddy's son reposting that Biggie's estate is speaking out saying that the documentary is full of lies and this isn't true. So this documentary has just completely cracked open Diddy's image even more, and between the unseen footage, the interviews, and more, including 50 Cent unapologetically stirring the pot every step of the way, it's just been crazy to see it all unfold. The internet is locked in and the documentary is sitting at #1, and the conversation clearly isn't going anywhere anytime soon. But that is what is being said ever since this documentary has been released. I certainly want to know if you guys have seen it, what you guys think. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.